The fastest way to get results in any area of life is to find somebody who's already successful and model what they do. But there's one little tweak that I'm going to explain in this video that explains why 99% of the people who try to model experts fail. All right, guys, the idea is called modeling, and what it basically means is, similar actions produce similar results. If somebody does something, gets success from it, most anyone who does what he did are going to go ahead and get the same results. So that means you don't have to learn everything for yourself. You could stand on the shoulders of giants and basically learn from what other people are doing. However, the problem is this. Okay, if you're going to model, you're probably going to model somebody who's pretty damned advanced, who's got like massive results already. And the problem is you cannot do what he did to get from a beginner level to where he's at now. You have to model what he did to get there, not what he's doing now. Okay, so the saying that I made up for this is basically, do what I did, not what I do. And what I'm basically saying is, I remember when I was a kid, okay, I don't lift weights anymore, but when I was a kid reading the magazines, you'd see these experts like, yeah, I'm doing like isolation, curls with my right index finger because I'm trying to bring up the belly of the muscle in my right index finger. So I move it like, 2 degrees for like 100 reps, and then you see these guys in, reading these magazines. They're like little kids, like 16, 17-year-old kids go into the gym for the first time, have zero muscle, and they're doing all isolation concentration exercises because that's what the guys in the magazine with like 19, 20, 21-inch arms are doing, and they think if they do these little concentration exercises, they're going to go ahead and get big arms too. But that's not how these guys got these huge arms, okay? As a matter of fact, there is a couple interviews with Arnold Schwarzenegger that I was watching, recent ones, where he explains about, you don't see kids doing deadlifts anymore, bench presses, squats, power cleans, stuff like that anymore. And that's the reason why nobody's getting impressive bodies. And that's it, okay? First, what they did to get big was they ate a lot, and they did these heavy basic movements, built a lot of muscle, and then they could go ahead and bring up a lagging body part. Or if their left arm's smaller than the right arm, they could go ahead and bring up, the left arm. Or if they don't have enough peak in their bicep or their forearm or whatever is not as big as they want it to be, then they could specialize on a body part. But that's not how they got there. That's what they are doing now, okay? So you can't do what an experienced bodybuilder is doing now and say, as a beginner and expect to get there. And this goes into every other area of life. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, for instance, I'm a real estate agent, okay? There's this one guy, I'm relatively new, but there's one guy in the office who has a whole team of people working for him. He's extremely successful, and basically he doesn't do shit all day except for answer his phone and wait for customers to come to him. Now, why? He's been at it for years, okay? He has a team. That means, he has people that work for him that are real estate agents, but everything is in his name, okay? So if he lists a house and there's a for sale sign out there, his name and his phone number are on it, okay? He has a whole huge list of people that have bought or sold from him or his team. So when they go ahead and somebody says, hey, who did you use to sell your house? They go ahead and they say, hey, it's this guy, I'll give you his number, okay? So basically he has signs all over with his name on it because, he's selling houses. He has huge ads in magazines with all the houses he's listing right now that he's selling. Plus he has, like I said, a bunch of people referring him. He doesn't have to do shit all day but answer his phone and wait for business to come to him. That's where he is at now. Now, let's say you were to start as a brand new real estate agent, okay? Would it be an effective strategy? Well, this guy just sits on his ass and waits for the phone to ring, so that's what I'm going to do. Listen, if you haven't listed 1 million houses, if you don't have 1 million satisfied customers referring you, if you don't have, for sale signs on houses all over the town with your name and number on it, that's not going to happen because that is what this guy's doing now. But like I said, do as I did, not as I do. To get to this point, you have to go ahead and put in other kinds of work, okay? you have to go out and get yourself customers, and then after a while it gets easier. And like I said, this goes in just not just fitness, not just business. I mean, if you looked at me, like I just recently got back from Germany where I lived for years and years and years, okay? And that's where I learned to get really good with women. And towards the end, I really wouldn't do shit. Women would come up running to me, okay? Well, let's see. I already had a whole bunch of girlfriends, okay? So you'd see me going around somewhere with other women, so other women were attracted to me because, hey, she's cute. If she's into him, there's got to be something going for him. Or if I walked into a place and I had a couple women, whether they were like my girlfriends or ex-girlfriends or women I knew, kind of chasing after me and joking around with me, other women would be like, wow, they all want him. Well, I'm going to prove that I'm better than those other girls by going after him, I was working as a bouncer. In a strip joint for a while. I was working as a bouncer in an after-hours joint for a while, which is where all the strippers would come after their bars closed down. In a normal discotheque, I was like the head bouncer for a while. I was running my own mixed martial arts events, so I was, the big guy, the businessman in charge. I had, people working for me. I was the guy that made everything possible. I was like the little Dana White over here in Germany. So I had a lot of reasons why women came up running to me, but that's not how I got good at women. Try that. Go into a bar and just expect women to run up to you. It's not going to happen because you have to do what I did, not what I'm doing after I'm already good with women. So what I would do when I didn't have any skills with women, when I didn't have any girlfriends, when nobody knew who the hell I was, when I didn't have a cool job that got me women, or exposure to women, what I had to do was go somewhere where nobody knew where I was. I actually got in my car and drove out somewhere so my friends wouldn't see me being rejected by women. And I went after a lot of women and I got rejected a lot. And then after a while, I got rejected less. And then after that, I got pretty good with women and barely got rejected at all. And then I got to the point where all I had to do was just stand still and wait for the women to come to me. But like I said, do as I did, not as I do. Don't look at somebody in awesome shape and do what he's doing necessarily now. Ask him, find out how he got into that shape in the first place, what he did to get there. Don't go to a successful businessman and ask him what he's doing now. Find out what he did to become successful when he had no clients, when he had, nobody knew who the hell he was. Find out how he built himself up, okay? And like I said, with women, it's the same thing. Don't go ahead and look at a person who has all kinds of women. Go ahead and find out how he got good with women, okay, from a very basic level. And that's, like I said, the difference with modeling. Everybody wants to model a person, but don't model what a successful person does. Do model what a successful person did to become successful when nobody knew who the hell they were.